Israeli troops advancing into Gaza. The IDF says it has Gaza's largest city surrounded and is ready to move in. Hundreds of Americans still inside Gaza. The White House says it is working to get them out, as well as our hostages released. Trey Inks live on the ground in Israel with the very latest. Trey.
Yeah, hey, Todd, Carly, good morning. Some significant developments on the ground as Israeli forces say they have completed the encirclement of Gaza City. That announced yesterday by Israel's chief of staff, who says thousands of soldiers are on the ground in Gaza, continuing to push through the strip, trying to destroy as many Hamas strongholds and tunnels as possible. We do know those forces continue to push forward, but they are taking heavy losses. The Israelis say this week they've lost 23 soldiers inside Gaza. They've been ambushed by Hamas militants who are using RPGs and anti-tank guided missiles to try and hold those forces off. As this is taking place, the Israelis are pushing forward their air support, attack helicopters and fighter jets, trying to target as many positions as possible. We do know today U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on the ground once again meeting with the Israelis. We do expect the Biden administration to push for some sort of pause in the fighting to allow more humanitarian aid to get into the Strip and also let more of the foreign citizens to come out. All of this is taking place as the northern front heats up. Later today, Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah, is slated to speak at 3 p.m. Beirut time, 9 a.m. Eastern time, and he will announce what comes next in the conflict on the northern front. Last night, I asked Jonathan Conricus, a spokesman for the Israeli military, what the Israelis make of this speech and what they can expect. They say they are preparing for an escalation in the north, but they have to be patient and wait for what comes next. As the fire does continue into northern Israel, the Israelis are striking different positions in southern Lebanon, hoping to send a message to Hezbollah to try and deter them from getting more involved in the fight. Todd, Carly?
Yeah, we're also learning that Russia's Wagner group plans to send air defenses to Hezbollah, which is adding concern on the northern front as well. But Trey, the IDF has said that this war is going to take months, not weeks. But every update that we're getting shows that significant progress is being made in terms of the number of Hamas targets being taken out. And now that the IDF has encircled Gaza City. So where are we in this war, really, in your estimation?
So the Israelis are making a lot of progress inside Gaza, but the battles will get more difficult as they get into more urban areas. So the deeper into the city that they get, the more challenging the fight will be. The Israeli air support doesn't work as well in these heavily populated areas where there are tall buildings and an urban battlefield. So they're doing their job so far to encircle the city, as they've been told to do so by the military leadership in Israel. But as they push deeper into Gaza City, the fight will be more challenging.
I'm curious, I want to get into a little bit more about this speech that we're expecting, like you said, later on today. Obviously, the concern is more of an effort from Hezbollah on the northern front. But the Israelis that you speak with, the IDF soldiers that you speak with, is there a real palpable concern that this could extend beyond just Hezbollah and Hamas and Iran serving as a help to the proxy? Could this expand to a much, much larger regional conflict following this speech today?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the Israelis so far behind the scenes say they believe Hezbollah is deterred up to this point because they see the American warships in the region. They understand Israel has the backing of the United States, and a war would drag in the United States that would ultimately help Israel to destroy Hezbollah, Iran's biggest proxy in the region. And then ultimately it could reduce the capabilities of the Iranian military. And so there are real calculations being made on the ground. But Israel has to be prepared for this to unravel into a broader regional conflict. The reality is we don't know, and Israel doesn't know, and so they have to make these calculations, understanding that Iran is playing with fire here, and they are one decision away from drawing the entire Middle East to a broader ground war.
You know,
Todd,
it is
Carly?
one thing. On the one hand, you have the White House, rumors coming out of the White House that they're trying to cobble together this two-state solution, again, with many Middle Eastern Arab countries as the leaders in Gaza. And then there's the possibility, based upon how today goes, that maybe some of those countries could be in a war against Israel. It is just so interesting and scary. Trey, thank you.